Alrighty, so we had big plans today.
We did.
And?
Well, we got weathered out.
Weathered out.
According to the governor, anyway.
According to the governor.
What's that thing off the coast that claimed
typhoon?
A typhoon.
Little typhoon never set us back.
No.
Come on.
There's a typhoon in the area, and so the governor claimed that today is a closed school day, all for, was it Occidental Oriental?
I think, I don't know. I kind of read it, but I just
yeah, that's what it said. And we had 1,200 helmets ready to go for kids in an elementary school, Patingle. However, they had to close the school down based on the governor's decree. And we'll be setting it up for another day. You know?
We have been busy answering messages.
Yeah, what's going on and why is it canceled? Because the weather isn't so bad.
No, I had 2 carloads of people. I was going to take one group, drop them off because they don't have cars or whatever.
I know.
And then come back and pick up some more women to help as volunteers. So me and all of her sisters and friends and all that were all ready.
6 a.m. this morning, I'm starting to get phone calls. Are we still on? And I thought we were until somebody sent me a copy of the governor's decree, and he said all schools closed today. And I think he rushed it. I think he jumped the gun on it.
So give a little background on the helmet giveaway. For those that have never seen it or heard about it and don't know what we're talking about.
Back in February, see, I came here in January of this year, and I noticed a lot of children, young kids, riding on the back and front of motorcycles, some of them being held up in the air, okay, and we're talking elementary, right down to babies, on motorbikes because a lot of the locals are unable to afford helmets for the kids. Now, you buy one helmet, it's 500-600 pesos, and that's a lot of money for a Filipino to buy.
Yep.
That could be 2 days, 3 days labor. You know, in some cases, they can't afford to put that. They're putting food on the table, roof over their head. They don't really have money for helmets. And so I said to Paul, when we were just impromptu, I says, you know, I really should start something, helmets for kids, you know.
And we did it the first time. You did it the first time.
I did it the first time. We just did 150, and it went like gangbusters.
Yeah.
Now, it needed more organization.
A little bit.
Yeah, because people were taking 6 helmets at a time.
And we were putting helmets on backwards.
Yeah, we weren't sure which way the helmet was supposed to go. That was another problem. And they were bike helmets, okay?
Yeah.
And on top of it, okay.
But you know, your heart was in the right place,
right?
And you did what you could do. You ordered what you could order, and you spent your own money doing it.
I did.
You just, did it, and then people got wind of it, and they started helping you as far as, sending you a few bucks and volunteering primarily.
Yeah.
And so then you did it again at a school.
Right.
And it was much more organized that time.
Much better. We now have actual motorbike helmets, padded helmets that fit children. There's children's-sized helmets that won't fit adults, and they're padded, and they actually have a shield, okay? And they have little cartoon characters on the helmet. And the whole idea behind it now is we put indelible ink, we put their name on it, we let them decorate it some more if they want to decorate it, we fit it to them, so it's not a helmet that you can just go around and sell, because on the first one, I was being told, oh, somebody took 6 helmets and they're putting it on Facebook for sale. Okay, you know what? They only fit kids, so I didn't really care if they sold them.
Right.
I didn't care. The bottom line is whoever pays for them is going to have to use it for a child, and it's in their best interest to do that. If they're going to pay for it, that's what they're going to do.
Ends up on a kid's head at the end of the day.
And the bottom line is the same thing now. So I have 1,200 helmets in my living room and a bedroom, floor to ceiling, and we had to cancel. But however, we'll set it up for the next couple weeks. I was covering 1st through 6th grade.
Uh-huh.
There are 200 kindergarten kids at the same school, and I do not have helmets for the kindergartners.
Okay.
So maybe it gives me enough time to get helmets for them.
Right on.
I just did a little bit more donations, and I might be able to get the order that. They come out of China. We're able to buy better helmets, cheaper. I have a source that's giving me large quantity discount, even though I'm not ordering large quantity, because they know that I'm donating it, so they're helping the cause. And it's a worthy thing. I think.
Now my question is this: are you going to do it again?
Oh, I'm going to do it again. But well, of course I got to do this one. I have
Right. I know this one's
Will I
going
do
through.
one after that? Yes, I will. Probably not 12 or 1,300 helmets. The school has 1,300 kids. We asked the principal to cut back on the kids that walk to school, so I don't have to give helmets unnecessarily. But he does have, like I said, kindergarten kids, and they kindergartners go on a bike to go to school. One of the parents take them, and the rule here, and whether it's a law or not, the rule here is the adult has to wear a helmet.
Back rider doesn't.
The driver of the motorbike has to wear the helmet.
The
Yeah.
driver has to, but not the children.
No one else.
And to be honest with you, they don't enforce that either, because only about 50% of the drivers wear helmets here. They don't understand that at all.
But we didn't come here to change the world.
No, we're not
you
trying.
know,
I'm not trying to
it
change
is
the
what
law.
it is.
I'm just trying to protect the kids.
We got to embrace it and accept
Right.
it, and it's all good. I ran for years without wearing a helmet. So, but then I finally got a little wake up call.
Yeah, and
so
I got a bike helmet when I first had a motorbike here. I learned scooter riding when I got here. Had to, because it's the best way to get around. Simple. There's really not much room for cars, and so I had a bike helmet, and they're could be expensive. Mine was 600 for an adult, 600 pesos. I can't, that's pretty expensive, honestly, for local Filipinos to buy helmets. They certainly can't afford 300 or 400 per child, especially when they have 3 or 4 children. So, it helps them out a lot, and I get something out of it too. The kids are so thankful.
Yeah, they are. They're really well behaved. They're grateful. The teachers are grateful.
Yeah.
They do a whole thing where they do a prayer. They do an announcement. They do a safety.
Yeah, I actually give them a sheet of paper, one for every teacher class, and they go over the reason why you should wear a helmet, safety, how to properly put it on, and all that. They go over the purpose of helmets, and that helps a lot. So it's part of education.
Cool.
All I can do is educate them.
Now, the last time we got together, so we're all caught up on the helmets.
Yeah.
And this is the Philippines, so you have to roll with it.
Yeah, things
And
change in the Philippines.
Things change,
Yeah,
and they
it's just-
change on a moment's notice.
They sure
and
do.
We're not in control of the weather and typhoons and all that. So eventually we'll get back to the school. You'll get down there, and it'll go like
We'll do a
gangbusters.
taping on that.
We'll tape it.
Yeah.
But I think the last time we all got together, if I remember correctly, you guys were single.
Yeah. Well,
What happened?
I have a girlfriend that I consider a wife. I consider her my wife.
And how did you guys meet?
We actually met on Filipina Cupid. Hopefully I can say that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Filipina Cupid. She was on there, but she really was very shy, as most Filipinas are, and she wasn't sure about me. And I don't know why she was on there. She really didn't really want to meet anybody, but I persisted. However, it's you got to be. Dealing with Filipinas is very different than I'm used to, because we honestly had she got very upset with me the other night.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, she got very upset with me. And she told me yesterday that she's leaving for Cebu.
When?
Bye.
When?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. See, it's been a long time since we've had a chance to catch up. I haven't heard all the latest.
Yesterday she told me she's taking the computer and she's going to work at a call
What about the
center.
dog? She taking the dog?
No, she's leaving me the dog.
Oh, okay.
Which is another thing. So I have
Who you're allergic to?
I have a Shih Tzu now, a little Shih Tzu, and I'm allergic to the dog. And I'm going like, no, don't leave me the dog. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this dog? Okay.
Oh, I'll take it.
It's her dog. Yeah, you already have 2.
I'll take another one. It's all
Sorry.
good. They're
Oh
all
my
family.
God.
That's your dog is the brother to my little dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, sister and brother. So, but she got over that. The reason why there's a fight or an argument is I see her trying to make money to send home to her family. Her family needs help on the farm. They're out in the province and they grow plants and they need fertilizer. They need 20,000 pesos. And I told her, that's fine. I'll give you the 20,000, and why don't you figure out something like every month, a certain amount. I'm thinking in my head, 5,000 pesos a month. For all those that don't know, pesos, it's basically 5,600 pesos equals $100. Okay, it's 56 to 1 in the U.S. dollar. So And I didn't have a problem with that, helping out her family, because I knew that's part of the tradition, that they always help out the family. She did not want to take any of my money. Absolutely not.
Well, it's commendable.
It's commendable. She says she tutors.
Yeah, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I mean, she tutors, and she does artwork and gets commission for the artwork. And so I saw her, she was trying to get a percentage of orders from Lazada, that if you order it through her and she orders it for you on Lazada, she gets a very small percentage, about 10%, whatever you spend. So she was all excited that she had gotten 400 or 500 pesos. And
then you opened your mouth.
I opened my mouth because 400 or 500.
I already
pesos,
know.
What is that? Less than $10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you had to comment on that.
And I go, and she worked hard for that.
Yeah.
And I should have
And
commended her.
You should have patted her on the back and
should
said,
have commended
"Great
her,
job,
yeah.
honey. I'm proud of you."
However,
but no.
No, that's not what happened.
Screwed up, didn't you?
I said,
You gold-fingered her.
I said, I spent that on lunch yesterday.
Oh no!
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God!
You said that,
Good
I
really?
didn't
Lord.
buy one meal here, honey.
We've got to find a course to put you through. Dale
because
Carnegie or something. I don't know.
I grew up a businessman. I own companies.
Yeah.
I work 20 hours out of
Yeah,
every
what's that
day.
got to do with love life?
And to me, time is money, and I'm thinking,
Oh,
you
okay.
should, and I'm telling her how she should do something like she should do more tutoring or something on the computer to make more money for the time spent, and you only have so much time. And she got pissed off, big time at me. I mean, slamming doors, okay, and let me know that she's leaving. Okay.
D, how's it going with you, buddy?
Better than that.
So you're in a relationship.
I
Very
am.
sweet lady. She's here. She's
sitting right
out
around
of
the
camera
corner.
range, of course. But
Yeah.
how's that going? Everything cool?
It's going very well. It's going better than I anticipated.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you met her in person, none of the online
I
stuff?
met her boots on the ground in person, which is, I think, the best way to do it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
And we talked and him-hawed around for 6 months.
Uh-huh.
And finally I said, Filipinos are scared of, especially she's never been around foreigners that much other than her work. And never had a foreigner boyfriend or dated one, and was just always scared. So,
Sure.
And I guess my patience wore out after 6 months. I told her, I'm going to start dating other people, and since you can't give me any kind of commitment or anything, and then things changed.
Well, I really think that's pretty much the
So-
ultimate situation there.
Yeah, and I don't blame her. If you've never, she worked at a restaurant, and so her exposure to foreigners were, they're impatient, they complain
Right.
a lot, they're bitchy, they're,
Pretty much.
and so
They're
I
like
don't blame her.
Goldfinger.
Yeah. Pretty much. I relate.
So I don't blame her for being scared or nervous, and she told me all along she wanted a relationship, but she was just scared.
Well, I got a lot of
And-
respect for
and
her
I don't
because
blame
Well, you wanted to spend more time with her, and she didn't want to quit her job.
Right.
And let me explain real
So-
quick. When you quit a job here, they expect you to work for a month for no pay. Am I covering something that shouldn't be covering?
No,
Just to have a good review, and you wanted her to just.
well, from her standpoint, she was working 6 to 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. So she was either working and of course she had her typical chores at home. So she was working at the restaurant, working at home, and sleeping. She had no time for me.
Right.
So from her perspective, and this is what she told me, and I can understand it. If I'm going to be with you, I have to quit my job. If I quit my job and you and I don't work out, and you break up
Now
with
what's
me,
she gonna do?
I have no job, et cetera, no income, no
referral.
Yeah. So she worked it out with her employer, or she resigned, and then she gave a month's notice, and they paid her for the last month.
Did they?
Okay.
Wow, that's
And,
good. That was nice.
and it was nice enough where they told her that if she ever wanted to come back, she could come back. So that was nice.
That was very
And
nice.
that made her feel more comfortable.
That was very unusual. too.
So she quit her job. She moved in with me, after I met her parents, of course, and the parents gave their blessing, and it's worked out fine.
See, that's
not
not atypical. A lot of times,
Yeah.
foreigner meets girl, girl wants to move in tomorrow, she's ready to drop everything and just go, go, go. To me, that's a major red flag.
Yeah, with
You know,
her,
this
it was the
young lady, she showed a lot of constraint, she showed a lot of thought process.
And she never one time asked me for money. Never one time. And that's a big thing here. You
Yeah.
hear all the
And I
time.
got
Same
news
with
for
Carolyn.
you. You
Never asked
correct
me
me
for
if
money.
I'm wrong, but has she since asked you for money?
No,
That's the thing.
Yeah, Carolyn won't take any money from me.
You find out right away.
she still doesn't ask.
That is pretty much my wife. Same deal. She always tells me if she's got an issue, she says, "Well, it's not your problem. It's not your family.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
my own money,
That crazy?
and I can do this."
And that's not.
She did it today. We went and
Wow.
picked up our monthly budget, and I said, "Here, let me peel out. I know you're gonna." I tried to loan her the money. She was going to give her father and her mother because they're sick and they need they need a few bucks. They don't make anything, and she always gives them every month. And I tried to give her 6,000 pesos, and she said, "No, I'll just take 2, but I'll pay you back as soon as because I'm going to the bank and blah blah blah."
You got your foot in the door.
Yeah.
You were able to make a loan.
I made a loan.
To your own wife.
Yeah, to my own wife. And it's our money anyway. I'm trying to explain that to her.
They
It's
don't-
like,
they don't.
But they don't get it.
No, they don't believe it's their own money. I don't think that's carries through in the States either. Everybody has their
know,
own
man.
bank account now. But back in the day, it was joint. It was joint accounts, joint money. Everybody pulled together. It's not so much today.
You know what I also noticed about you guys was reflective of a little bit of me, and I see it reflective in a lot of the guys that I meet over time, is that when we first get here, we're really kind of busting a move.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to find an apartment, we're renting a bike,
Yeah, it's a little
and
crazy.
we do the exploring. You know, we're out, we
yeah.
want to see Twin Lakes, and we want to go here, and we want to go there. And that seems to last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months maybe. And then it seems like inevitable you meet somebody. And the minute you meet somebody, you start kind of the dating cycle of restaurants and go here and go there and kind of try to have a good time with her. And then it just sort of settles down into a home life. And that's why I haven't seen Daryl for forever. Because I stay at home with my wife a lot, unless we just bust out during the afternoon. And we have an agenda. We're going to go shopping. We're going to meet somebody for coffee. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then we head back to the ranch, and that's it.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much the same with you, boss?
Yeah, it's gotten to that point.
Is it?
But before, I didn't want to sit home alone, stare at the wall. So I was always out doing something.
Yeah.
And like with this girl, like we said, for 6 months it was kind of nothing serious. Just talked and met a few times, chatted a few times on Messenger or WhatsApp, and then I think she ran into you one day and she asked you where I was, and would you tell her I'm on a date?
No, I didn't say that. I'm smarter than that.
Well, I got a message from her and she said,
said
your friend
engaged.
Your friend is here and says you're on a date, and I said, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what I told her.
But
She's
I told her I'm not going to lie to
testing
you. I'm not going to lie to you.
Testing you.
So, and then that's when things kind of changed, I think. But
Yeah, but you're already engaged. You're moving faster than me.
well,
Dee got her
I
a
don't
ring.
know.
I haven't gotten Carolyn a ring. We talked about marriage, but
It calmed her nerves on being scared. So you can set a wedding date for 5 years from now, but
yeah, that's true.
to me it was a small price to pay for peace.
So what's a typical day for you now?
There's always something to do. We usually buy stuff, go out and shop for the house,
Right.
that kind of stuff. We went to Manila, so she went on a plane for the first time, which
Wow.
was cool. And then we went to
She must
Tagaytay.
have freaked out.
Oh, you did?
Tagaytay was really nice.
Did she freak out on the plane trip?
Yeah, she was nervous.
I know the first time I
Yeah,
went on the plane, I was scared
Yeah.
as hell.
Have you guys ever thought of relocating out of Dumaguete to someplace else?
We've had the discussion, but I'll tell you, if you could bring Tagaytay's weather here, it'd be perfect.
Was that the
It'd be
big
perfect.
change, the weather?
The weather was gorgeous.
Cold, colder, cooler?
I wouldn't say it's cold, but it's not hot.
Okay.
It's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
And here you do a lot of walking, and we did a lot of walking there because I didn't have my car or the bike, and I never sweat one time. The whole time we were there, 4 or 5 days, I never sweat a single time.
How did you like it as just a place, other than the weather?
The place is nice, but there's no ocean. And we're both certified divers, and I'm just like, I don't want to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to go to the beach to.
People the same, shopping the same.
I would say the cost of living is probably 50% higher than here.
That much?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I would say 50%.
Why is
What
that?
do you think drives that?
Everything there just costs more.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's.
Did you
It
check
costs
into
more.
rents, or did you not have time?
A couple, but the rents are higher. I'd say maybe 25% higher than here.
Wow.
Yeah. And you go shopping at the mall, at the grocery store, or Robinsons, and the prices are at least 50% higher.
I think I
than
got
here.
really lucky here because I paid
Yeah.
22,000 pesos a month. What was that, like 400 bucks? And I got a great pool. I love swimming. I mean, my thing is swimming every day. I swim every day and do laps, and it's a lap pool. And for 22,000, there's not too many places that have pools here. It's very far and few between. So, and it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it's huge. It's really huge. I got a lot of space.
What about the traveling bug? Have you ever thought about relocating outside of Dumaguete?
Well, I'm going to travel. Carolyn is not much to travel. She's a home person. She's an introvert. She does not leave. We very rarely go out together. It's you go ahead. It's kind of like a thing. Okay.
Okay.
She likes to clean. She likes to cook. She takes care of Einstein, our Shih Tzu little puppy. She just doesn't travel. She doesn't want to go places. And
How about you, Daryl?
She goes everywhere I go.
Okay.
We play darts tournament every Tuesday night, sometimes Saturdays
Where with Sideways?
at Sideways.
Yeah.
And we go out to eat. Every once in a while, meet with friends.
But
And
what about relocating? Have you ever thought about, finding another place or another country or another town, or
my lease
that ever cross your
expires
mind?
in April, and we talked if we moved. She would like to go to Cebu, and my answer is sorry, I'm not doing it.
yeah, I'm not in a big city. That's for sure.
Neither am I. Yeah, but we have a bit of a compromise on maybe Bakong.
Bakong?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Bakong's just around
And
the road.
And the reason
How
for
far
that
is
is
Bakong from here?
because
How many hours?
Hours? Bakong?
Hours?
Yeah.
Bakong's just
it's
just over
right
there
down
where-
the-
probably
okay.
what 15,
All right.
20
Oh,
minutes.
20
to do.
15, 20 minutes?
I'm thinking of
Yeah.
something else. Is there
It's a few hours if you walk it.
Well, and what I like about Bakong is that it's 5-10 minutes to Darwin, 10-15 minutes to Dumaguete, 15 minutes to. It's kind of in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And with the diving for us where I'm living, to drive to Darwin to go diving, it's an hour drive.
Where you're living, no disrespect to your apartment because it's a beautiful place, I hate that location.
Yeah.
In fact, they had traffic enforcement out there trying to straighten it out.
Well, I went through 2 checkpoints driving here to come here today.
Good Lord.
And they're checking helmets, and then if you're driving a car, they want to see if
And I had
you're
been to
wearing
your
your
place
seatbelt.
twice, and Paul and I got lost in a car trying to find it for an interview that he did after you had your
Yeah,
bike accident.
that's cool. I mean, once we find it, you find it. But I'm just talking about that portion of the highway
It's tough.
is
National
just
highway is a
elbow to
pain in the ass.
asshole people, man.
No, it's a pain in the
Now
It's
they were doing construction.
non-stop.
Are they all
Yeah.
done with the construction?
For the most part.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always something going on, but
That's a big factor, I think, in looking for a
Yeah.
place to
Yeah.
live.
Well,
your peace of mind, and you want to get somewhere.
I would say 7:30 to 9 o'clock, traffic's ridiculous, and 4:30 to probably 7 p.m., traffic's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's the real traffic jam
Yeah,
here in
it's
town.
terrible.
So when you move, if you move, would you get out of there and head towards Bakong, Darwin,
so.
Valencia, something like that?
Yeah.
I still want to travel. I want to see other islands. I want to see other places. Iloilo, Davao, CDO.
Iloilo is on my list of places to go.
Iloilo is very nice.
Palawan.
Yeah, I like to see Palawan too. Dagate would be nice.
I don't want to say her name. My girlfriend's wants to go to Sikihor. I can't believe she's never been to Sikihor.
Oh, she's never been to see her.
Never been. So we'll go to Sikihor.
We'll join you.
I'd like to go to
If you want.
Bohol. I'd like to go to Davao maybe, just to see.
Sikihor is an island right off of Dumaguete, and great little island with cool stuff to do. Not real big. You can ride a bike around. You can actually rent a bike there, by the way. I think I'll rent a bike versus taking my
A
bike.
lot of people tell me go see Baguio. I want to go see the places just to see. I'm not looking to move there, but
That's what I was thinking of, Baguio. How far is Baguio from here?
It's north of Manila, I think.
Oh, so it's pretty far.
It's far.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think you get to Manila, and I think there's a bus that goes up there
I had a guy coming down today. Unfortunately, he took a flight down here. He's here.
for the helmet giveaway.
For the helmets.
Oh.
And he wanted to set it up in Baguio, and he wanted to meet with me, which we're still going to meet, but he won't be able to see how the event goes unless he comes back down another day.
I got another question for you guys. Would you guys ever consider buying out here?
No.
Buying a house?
No.
House, land,
Only if I got married.
if you got married.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
And it would be something to just leave her when I'm gone.
You know, you mirror my feelings exactly. If I wasn't with May, or anybody else for that matter, if I wasn't married, looking at land and houses and all that happy stuff, it wouldn't even be in my radar. I mean, first of all, I can't. You know, as a foreigner, I can't buy anything. But now that I'm with her, it's like a major priority that I buy something, because I'm going to leave the planet way before she does.
Right.
And I want to make sure she's got a place to live, and I want to make sure she's got the car. She already got the car and the bike and all that good stuff, and that's great. But when I leave, even if we go traveling for years, and let's say her and I relocated for a year to Spain, well, if I checked out while I was in Spain, you think she's going to live there by herself? No, she's going to come right home.
Yeah.
Right.
And where's she going to go to? Her sister's little place? No. I want her to have a place.
I'm
So
like
has that crossed your radar, buddy?
Am I really interested in buying? No.
No.
Would I do it if I found the right place?
Yeah.
The right location, of course, the right price, and I'm married, I would for her. And I would only be doing it really for her.
Amen.
For her to have something when I'm gone, because she don't work now.
Right.
She quit her job, so she's not where she has no income. So how would she be able to support herself, pay
Exactly.
rent? So, yeah. And I don't think the homes here are that damn expensive.
No, you can go 60,000, you can go 250,000. You know, it's
Carolyn
sky's the
would-
limit, man.
Yeah, want versus need. Yeah.
Right, need versus want.
Carolyn would not live here. She
Size.
would want to live in a province. She's not a city girl at all. This is still a city to her. Even though it's a small town, she would want something out, because she raises animals. She's used to raising animals and growing stuff. She farms. I kind of did it a different way, because I want to take care of Carolyn as well, but I do not want to own something. And if she wants to own something after I'm gone, that's up to her. So I do two things. There's two things I do. One is, of course, I got insurance, health insurance for myself. Okay, so it's not a problem if anything happens. It's only costs $200 a month. It's 100% coverage, and it'll cover anywhere other than USA and Canada. So I can go to Thailand, which has great medical.
What's the name of it? Because guys are asking me all the time
Pacific
about
Cross.
Pacific Cross. There you go.
Michael,
For those that are asking
Michael
about health
Onstead.
insurance.
Michael Onstead, a lot of guys use it. I checked on it. Everybody liked the Pacific Cross. You have to be 65 or older.
Okay.
It's $200 a month.
Okay.
It's affordable, and it's 100% coverage. You want to do a copay, you get it down to $175. But the way I took care of Carolyn was two ways. One is she has a savings account, and I put money in the savings account every month.
Okay.
So she now has $50,000 in there.
Okay.
I'm going to try to build it up to at least $100,000. Okay, that's not enough really to buy a piece of land, but it's enough to keep her in case something happens. She's not destitute. Okay, she could relocate, fine, have money. And then the other way I did it is I also took out life insurance. She's the beneficiary.
Cool.
Okay, so if something happens to me, she gets a chunk of money and she can live anywhere or buy anything she wants.
Does she know that?
Nope.
That's good.
And I'm not going to
I
let her
hope
watch
she
this
doesn't
video.
watch this
No,
video.
she's not going to watch the video.
Next thing you know, you have a pillow over your face to see.
Yeah. Nope, she doesn't know. So she gets a chunk of money one day, hopefully later than sooner, but it's just better that way, because I really don't want to have the responsibility of taking care of anything.
Right.
Okay, I'm retired. I don't want to do yard work. I don't want to fix the toilet. I've seen the way they build things here. I'm not too impressed with the way they build things here. And when you buy something already built, you don't know what's in the walls. And they don't have like home inspectors here like they would have back home. You're responsible for everything, and it's no.
Okay.
I don't want to be responsible.
Back to the buying a home thing. I would probably build so I can
Me too.
stupidvise the construction.
Yeah.
Because something already built, I don't know if I trust owning it.
Right.
The thing is, you have to know about construction.
I do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm fortunate enough
I've
that I know.
built 3 homes myself back in the States, in California. And so I know construction. And some of those materials are not available here.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't set a toilet right. They don't have wax rings.
Oh, yeah.
So go figure.
Well, you can go one extreme to the other. And I know 2 guys specifically that built their own homes. They know construction. They overbuilt everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And they did it right, you
Yeah,
know?
you can do it.
And
You have
they
to
made
import
sure,
stuff.
for
Yeah.
example, little things that nicky-nacky things that drive me nuts. I look at somebody with a nice, big, beautiful kitchen every now and then, and they got one outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it drives me
Yeah.
nuts. Where my friends...
Every bedroom
I
has
went-
one outlet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to my friends, they got 6. You know,
Yeah.
one for the blender, one for the bread maker, one for
Right.
this, one for that. It only makes sense. And how hard is it to put 6 in as opposed to 1? But that's just...
In my apartment, they put the light switches. When the door is open, it's behind the door. So you got to close the door to get the light switch.
Or you'll
so you're
find
feeling it in the dark. You know, you walk at that nighttime. You walk in. It's not like you just reach in and throw out a light. Oh my God. Okay, seriously, why would you put a light switch behind an open door? Like, what the heck were they thinking
fun
of?
never
And every
ends.
room is like that.
They'll put the electrical receptacles halfway up the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a receptacle above your couch.
Yeah.
Like, what were they thinking? Okay.
They're probably
So-
thinking a flat screen
One.
would go there.
One.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
one.
They'll have one receptacle
One for the whole
on
fucking
one
living room.
whole wall of the living room. Okay? And it's not in a good spot.
So what do you guys, we'll wrap it up in a minute here.
Yeah,
What do you
it's
guys,
good.
we're just kind of an impromptu thing because the helmet thing didn't happen today.
It's,
We
you know
all
what?
got
Things
together to
happen for a
shoot the
reason.
breeze.
I'm not
and-
overly, I was a little upset at first when someone sent me a copy of the decree by the governor, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Okay. But you know what? I'm over it now. I'm okay. It was possibly meant to be for some reason. I don't know what yet, but something comes up. Things happen for a reason.
Yep.
And this way I can get the helmets for the kindergartners possibly in time. And it'll even be bigger and better. So what the heck, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to do an out of the Dumaguete area, either in Valencia or in Bakong or Darwin, do a school. I'm not going to do as big a school.
I think it'd be cool if you could find some smaller schools.
Yeah, I need to
You
find
know,
smaller schools.
just like 400 or 500 kids, and that could be easy
Yeah.
to supervise,
Yeah, that's a
easy
lot
to
easier.
distribute,
I agree.
and maybe it'd be more effective. I don't know than if you have dealing
I
with
think you're right.
1,200.
But I didn't want to skip the school because I walked in there.
No,
and
I get
told
it.
him
It's your
I'm gonna
neighbor
do
too, isn't it?
It's a neighbor, and,
Yeah.
I didn't want to just blow him off because he is. I mean, I was shocked when I went in there. I didn't realize they had that many students. I thought it was 600 or 700. And then I went back and I said, okay, well, we're going to do it, you know, such and such month, which was actually last month, the 20th of last month. And it turned out to be a holiday. And we didn't, either one of us realized it. But then he showed, I thought they had 600 or 700 students. No, they had 1,200 and something students. And I'm like, oh no. I was fretting. In fact, I walked into Ground Zero and I'm going like, I don't know what to do. And Rick, the judge, says to me, I'll just split it up, do half one day and half another.
Well, I
which
can see
isn't-
that.
Well, not a bad idea, but not really what I wanted. Not a perfect idea
Yeah.
either. And it's like, no, I want to take care of the whole
That's
school.
hard to explain to the other half too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to take care of the whole school. So,
Right,
so we
knock
got
it
it.
out.
But there's a lot involved. You know, 1,300 helmets was 360,000 pesos.
Well, kudos to you, go figure. I mean, you pulled it off.
$6,500. It's quite a bit of money.
That's a lot of work.
And
That's a lot of
helmets.
time.
I got to
a lot
put
of
them together.
energy.
I put the shields on it. They got to be screwed on with a Phillips screwdriver. I put I tie them. You know, there's a lot to it. And I put the decals. That was provided by an expat, Andy Diamond, who owns a printing and sign company in Canada, provided 5,000 labels.
Wow.
It says donated by the expats of Dumageddon.
You know, it's incredible. Is I've got a message today about you from a guy.
Yeah.
And he was like kind of weirded out because he didn't know about it. And you can only promote it so much. I mean, I
Right.
can only tell. But it never ceases to amaze me. So many of the messages that I receive off the little channel are guys that want to help. They're like, hey, who can I contribute to? What can I do? And I always tell them, well, there's little children in the Philippines. There's your thing going on.
I'm already working on the next one. I've already got.
But
I'm
just
already
the
contacting
heart
China.
of these guys is incredible. You think the typical expat is coming over here to meet the chicks and do this and do that. That's not really the case, man.
No.
The people that we move and groove with are really just down to earth, normal dudes, and a lot of them just got hearts of gold. You know, it's really nice.
You know, some of the biggest contributors don't even live here or visit.
No.
You've had some pretty big donations.
Yeah.
You know, and they just send it to you that you pass it off to me, which is incredible. I have a guy also in the States. I have a doctor here who gives every month. So I'm not going to go into how much and who, but there's a lot of people that donate that don't have kids, don't have kids in school, or don't even live here from around the world.
Yeah, but they get, I don't know, they get their rewarded, I guess, is when we videotape it and we
Videotape
show
it,
the
send it to
result,
them, and make sure they
and the
get
kids are walking away and
Can
all
I touch
that.
on the helmet thing a
Yeah,
little bit?
yeah.
You know, here's the thing. Just in the last week, I don't know if y'all saw the videos or read there's been two or maybe three, but I know of two for sure, deadly motorcycle accidents.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
one of them was
Bakong, speaking of
in Bakong. It
Bakong,
was a foreigner and Filipino.
Italian guy hit somebody.
Apparently, there's two girls that might have pedestrians that were hit,
Two
Yes.
pedestrians got hit
and
by
one of them died, and the other
Yep.
one is
shaky.
questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was another one that
A 22-year-old kid ran into two older women going through a crosswalk.
Yeah.
And
At night.
At night.
And it's hard to see them because they were
And that's
crossing. I don't think they were actually in a crosswalk. They were just jaywalking across. But that's very common here. They don't actually have crosswalks in
and
all
it-
places here.
and as we know, probably half the motorbikes either have no lights, use no lights, because there's a thing that some Filipinos think that if you turn the lights on, it uses more gas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's true.
that's crazy.
And people
then-
walking will wear dark clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no reflective, no flashlight, nothing. You
and
can't
then-
tell they're there.
The other one was he was a local guy on a motorbike, and a lot of them tailgate ambulances
Yes.
to get through traffic.
That's
and he was doing that.
Wasn't that in your part of town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the cops saw him and started going after him, and he ran.
Yeah.
And he ended up wiping out his own bike, and that was tragic for him.
Brutal.
But if you look at him, and I watched the videos, I didn't see very many helmets.
No.
No.
So
The helmets, they don't think about
yeah,
it.
because
they have
the
to
one
start thinking about it.
the one that I saw with the video with I think the guy was from Italy. He wasn't wearing a helmet, and his head was all bloody.
Yeah.
And then the other person, they showed him in the video, put him on the
he's
stretcher.
gone.
He
He's
dead.
gone. He's
He
gone.
was DOA.
That and wearing long pants,
And I
you
met
can
a
wear
guy,
a jacket.
yes.
There's a lot of stuff you don't think about it, but if you've got one of those boxes or a big box under the seat, you can wear a jacket, long pants,
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to have their toes hanging out on the side when you can get clipped by somebody?
Right,
And I
yeah.
used to be guilty of all this, man. I used to go down the street with flip-flops and no helmet, wind in my hair, thinking this is great, and then a couple of close calls and then seeing some friends really. We have a friend who's lost his memory. I mean, he was just like you and me. We'd have a conversation, and now when he looks at me, he just sort of mumbles, and God bless him, but he's
Nice guy,
model,
wonderful, nice
right?
guy.
His
Sharp.
noodle, I should say.
And even from my motorbike accident,
And yours.
I was wearing a helmet, and the helmet cracked.
And the helmet cracked.
Yeah,
So,
so
imagine
there
what
you
would have
go.
happened to your head.
If I hadn't.
So I'm glad I got motorcycle
this has
helmets
been
now
a-
for kids. They're actual real motorcycle helmets approved by the transportation ITO. And I met a guy at the get-together. What was the get-together called about
Meet
on
and
Wednesday?
greet?
The meet and greet on Wednesday. I met a guy and he says, I got a ton of reflector tape. Would you like to put some on helmets? I says, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great. We can stamp out little circles or squares
Yeah.
and put them on, and so we're going to get together and get reflector
Cool.
tape for the next one.
I think we had like 75 people at the meeting.
It was quite an
Packed.
event. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of information exchanged.
That's the neat thing about the meet and greet is that they come in and people meet one another and they make friendships out of that. And
We got a lot of YouTubers from Cebu.
Cebu came
Rick
in,
Kay
yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first time I ever met him. I've watched his channel for years.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
Nice
super
guy.
good guy.
Yeah,
He's the reason I'm here.
yeah, nice guy.
So what do you guys want to wrap this up with? Any words of wisdom there from either one of you?
Well, just need a lot of patience when you come here. A lot of
Yeah.
patience, both with everything, with restaurants, with service, with everything. They'll be out of supplies. A lot of patience and patience with your girlfriend.
You guys see yourself still being here, say 5 years from now?
Yeah, I'm
How about you,
retired
Dale?
now.
Probably.
Probably.
In fact, I just
I asked my girlfriend if she would ever want to move to the U.S. She said no.
Carolyn doesn't want to go to the U.S. She doesn't want to. She doesn't like traveling.
Yeah.
May wants to go there because she saw a video of people dumpster diving.
Yeah. Visit. she would like to visit, but
Something for nothing.
She goes, hey, free
I'll
food.
jump in that dumpster and get all that great stuff.
Why
Well,
do
you
you
give
wanna-
away a lot of good stuff.
I know.
I'll be admit, you do.
She goes,
Yeah, no.
that's another story.
But
All right, kids. Well, thanks for coming along. You all done?
I just want to say I just opened up
You're
a bank
never all
account.
done.
No, I'm never all done. I opened up a bank account, and I now have my Social Security being transferred directly to BDO here.
Okay.
They called me yesterday from Social Security to verify, and so I'm pretty much going to stay here. I said to them, no, I'm retired here. I'm done. You can keep. We were having a good laugh. I said, you can keep USA. I'm done. I love it.
Yeah.
Just don't like it anymore. Can't deal with it.
That's a pretty good way of putting it. We
I
all
love
love
it.
our country.
Love
We're
my
all
country.
grateful for being born there, the
Appreciate
opportunity
everything
we
that
had.
happened. Yes.
I mean, look at what a success you guys were over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know, the
A lot of
money you were able to
opportunity.
make, the
Much
careers you were able to forge.
I mean, thankful.
Uh,
Very thankful
but-
to the USA.
But at the end of the day-to-day living became
It's changed.
critical, man.
It's changed.
You know, a lot of
You come
unrest,
over here,
unhappiness.
You're stepping back 50, 75 years.
Yeah, you are.
I think the main difference is living here is there. You turn on the radio, the TV, and of course, internet's the internet, but
Sure.
it's all political BS.
Yeah, it is.
And I just got tired of hearing it.
You know, they're very positive
So-
here. All Filipinos are very positive. They can have the
Yeah.
worst, horrible job, and they still are smiling.
Yeah.
They can have a miserable life, but they don't see it as being a miserable life.
Now, here when they report about the police, for example, they say they rushed to the scene, you know, and they confiscated all this shabu or they nabbed the suspect. And they're always very, very praiseworthy
Positive.
of the
They're
authorities.
positive.
They're positive about it.
They're
Like,
positive about
hey, the
everything.
police went out and they did something right.
You know, they
And,
they don't. They
not
don't
the story in
negate
America.
anything here, which is really a refreshing.
Yeah.
Very refreshing. You know, to live longer, you get that pressure off of you.
Yeah.
I was carrying rocks on my back in
Yeah.
the U.S., and I didn't realize what, you come here and you decompress, and you really, makes a difference in your life. That's part of longevity, in my opinion, is here, you don't have to do everything every day, okay? Especially being retired, it's an advantage, but everybody's nice, everybody's helpful, and they don't have, you know, they don't try to point fingers at you or call you names or say anything negative here. There's nothing negative here. Very little to find negative here. If we do find something negative, the positives more than outweigh it.
Big time.
One
What's
of
up,
the
Dale?
things that my girlfriend does that I really like is we can have deep conversations about anything, and I like that. But if I say something that's not, she'll immediately, her comment will be, "Are you judging?" And it's putting me in my place, and I really think that's positive for me.
Yeah.
I take a
Because-
lot away from, yeah.
You get that U.S. and the U.S. everything's just,
Yeah.
the U.S. thrives on negativity. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
And you come
we
here
seem to.
and they thrive on positivity.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so if I say something that's not positive, she'll put me in my place, and that's a good thing.
And that's a good thing
And when I
because
told
it makes you
Carolyn-
look at yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
a little introspective, and you go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm still carrying a little of that stink on me.
Yeah.
You know, I need to get rid of that. I need to wash that away. I need to let it go. Forget about it.
Well, when I told Carolyn, you know, you could spend more time making more money for the amount of time you spend, and she goes, well, you made a lot of money in the States, didn't you? She go, and I go, yes. And she says, were you happy?
Yeah, we all know the answer. Yeah.
No, I was not. And she's such a smart. She's so smart.
They are. They're
Yeah.
intrinsically just so wise.
But she doesn't say
Oh,
anything
yeah.
after that. She just says, and were you happy? No. Working all the time was not great, honestly. All right.
All right. So we're wrapping it up.
I think so.
Okay,
I'm
you're done.
Zip it.
You're out of gasoline.
No,
No.
never. Let's go, baby.
Daryl, why don't you end it up for us? What do you got? A word of wisdom for the folks?
Wisdom for the folks. The nice thing about being here is, for me, I don't have the stress I had in the U.S. And I had a conversation with my girlfriend about that too, working. She says, you made good money. I said, I made a lot of money. She said, but I told her, but I wasn't happy. So here,
Right.
of course, finances are a little different because I'm retired, but I'm happier. And you realize money's not everything. And I don't need the white picket fence and the big house and a bunch of cars and all that stuff. I'm happy where I'm at. I live in a small place. It's a nice place. I'm happy with it. I have a nice view. She keeps me grounded. We do everything
True.
together.
Keep it grounded.
We talk about anything. She doesn't pass judgment on me.
No,
she
they
tells
don't.
me, I don't care about your past. I don't want to know about your past. All I want to know is that I'm your future. And we go from there. So when you come here, those are the positives, I think. Leave those negatives behind. I stay off the TV. I stay off U.S. news. I don't want to hear about the politics.
No politics.
You know, I
no
hear
COVID. No politics.
no.
We don't discuss that.
It's
a taboo.
I left
don't
all the
talk about
bullshit behind, and here it's my biggest struggle. I wake up every morning, and then we have to sit here and think about what are we going to do today
You're right.
if we haven't planned anything. What are we doing today? That's stressful.
Let's go to forest camp and walk around. And
That's
see the
kind of
beauty.
fun. It's a fun feeling.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
a nice
You
feeling.
know, because it's
Yeah.
like wide open, and it's like you can make your day.
Sure.
You really
Yeah.
do. And
Or
you know
you
what?
just-
A lot of times we just say, I look at May and I go, what do you want to do? And she goes, I feel lazy. I go,
Yeah.
fine with me. Let's just stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just lock and load and take a nap
All
and
right.
watch TV
Yeah.
and
Or I can send Paul a message and say, hey, you want to go have lunch? And we go have lunch, or
we go have
we
lunch.
don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, kids. Thanks for hanging in there.
All
If you
right.
did this long, go figure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Daryl,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
so
us.
very much for hanging in with us.
Yeah.
And we
Bye,
will see
everybody.
you crazy people in the next video.
Go Longhorns.